That's what it felt like to feed your mouth the cookie.
Wow.
The cookie.
I got some crumbs on me.
It's like a horse eating oats, man.
I got crumbs inside the guitar.
It's your idea. Oh, goodness.
Oh, there it went.
You gonna eat that?
Nope.
We also have pizza to eat. Pizza for breakfast, sugar cookies for dessert, in opposite order.
Okay. Wow, that was fun.
Oh, we promised that we were going to talk about our kids' names. Okay. I mean, we've talked about this some, but it always is time to talk about it again. It always
I would
is.
say that for us, naming children was not a do as we say. There was a do as we say, not as we do situation, meaning that
attach meaning to your kids' names. Don't just pick names that you think are cool, because that's what we did.
we pretty much went with what we thought were good names.
Okay, my daughter's the oldest. She's 10. Her name is Lily, Lily, and that is a family name. My grandfather's grandmother was Lillian. But we also liked the name because we were driving to Lillington one day and we said, wouldn't it be a cool name to call our kid Lily? Like Lillington? Well, I actually said, call a name. We can name our kid Lillington. And then they said, well, you know, it's first child, you don't want to take risks. And Christy was like, well, we can do Lily. And then we found out it was a family name, so that just kind of
But it's not short for anything. She's just Lily.
No, she's Lillian.
Really?
Yeah. Got a sugar cookie.
That's her legal name?
It is. It's totally legal.
How did I not know that?
I don't know, Rhett. Because you're not a good listener. You're not a good knower of people's names. Lillian Grace Neal, that's her name.
I could have sworn I've like put her name on a plane ticket at one point.
And then Locke had a name, and it was Locke. He was the next born.
And Locke was a name that I always wanted to pair with McLaughlin, even before I ever met my wife. And she really liked the name too, and so it was just kind of a no-brainer. Go with Locke McLaughlin, which incidentally we found out later that Lockie McLaughlin is a hero of Scottish folklore.
You mean you found out about that when you made it up right now?
No. We were in a bookstore one time and we found the story of Lucky McLaughlin.
Lucky?
Lockie, L-O-C-H-E.
Oh.
Which they called him Lockie for some reason, but you know, Locke.
And then we had Lincoln, which
is your name.
I'm the third, so I wanted to name him the fourth. So again, it's a family name.
And you're an egomaniac. And then I had Shepherd, and that was all my wife. My wife really liked Shepherd. There's you know.
You're a fan of Lost.
Nope. A lot of people assume that. We talked about that before on GMM, that while we were fans of Lost, we did not realize that we had named our kids after two Lost characters.
Until you had named both of them?
Oh, yeah. No.
You're like watching Lost, you're like, oh!
Until somebody pointed it out.
Really?
And then I was like, well, you know what? It's like my favorite television show, so I don't care. But it had nothing to do with the show. And then you had Lando, and that's when it kind of all just really hit the fan.
I mean, when you have 3 kids, it doesn't matter what you call them. You can just go nuts. It doesn't matter.
But at some point,
the story is, you may have heard it, the story is, Christy wanted to have a third child, and the deal was, I will contribute my part of having a third child if I get to name the child. And she agreed to that.
That was a mistake on her part. Although I do.
And we were watching Star Wars.
I do like
we were watching Star Wars, and I was like, Lando would be a good name. And I was on the couch, and she was across on the other side, and the kids were in the sort of places, the two we had. And I remember
the two we had at the time.
They were watching the movie too, and I remember, I was just like, Lando would be a good name. And I remember looking into her eyes, and there was a moment where she considered it, and I was like, it's done. That's his name.
It was your foot in the door.
Yeah, I got it. And he hates me for it. Even at the age of 3.5, he absolutely hates me. His middle name is James. That's the fallback. We gave him that in case he did hate me. He doesn't hate me. He doesn't know any different. He thinks every other person's named Lando.
But having told the story of how we named our children, I did, after the fact, go back and figure out what the names meant.
Try to attach meaning to it.
Now, shepherd just means shepherd. You know, herder of sheep.
Yeah.
So that's what he's aspiring to. And Locke means lake. So, I mean, maybe he'll own a lake house at some point. Which would be cool, because I would love a lake house.
And Lando means that black guy from Star Wars.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe he'll be that one day.
Maybe Billy D. Williams could like perform his wedding or something.